to push them forward towards a really good placement in that playoff bracket.
Fnatic denied away from Shifters, who choose to take away Kaid from the other side. He's now got up on the move, and that's why he's taking a little tag on his way on through. Managed to get out of danger, actually, because Robbie was coming in for him, and there we go with the reverse shot coming out. Freck is going to fall. Coming through just to make his life that little bit more stressful, but has no idea where the push is coming from necessarily. These P4s to come and double up here, but Blast, he's gone a little bit too soon there, Tim, and that means Deepek can afford to just take a 1v1 here, but no! Doesn't step out for the swing on towards P4, who's happy to finish him off, but a lot...
Losing a body along the way. We see the Grim Bees going in, but the Tachanka, Shumika canisters are still raining into sight. They have to take the drop. Managed to down one, but that's all they can do. Already, it would have been a juggling attempt if nothing else. And we can see they know that there's one present inside. They see the gun, but how about that? Crocs has got his man covered. However, just the bait, and Crocs is the killer. Manages to find one, but here comes Shifters. P4 Freck getting one apiece. However, taken down. Robbie is downed along the way, but it still leaves us effectively in a 3 versus 2. Deadshot still up above, trying to make the angles work for himself on the Denari. Plant going down.
Yeah, it gives him a temporary, I was going to say a temporary 2 versus 3, but now the Deadshot's gone. It's all down to Croxon. Not an awful lot that he unfortunately can do with this. Has all 3 smokes in back pockets in, but really they need to be coming out sooner to stop the push in from Shifters rather than something being held until the very, very late round. But he wasn't really in an ideal position to be able to use them, to be fair. I think just been caught with their pants down a little bit by Shifters here. Tempted to kill coming out of Croxon, but P4's all 2 gears as well to be able to get things opened up. He's surely not just going to walk straight up here, is he? Looks like he is. He's going to go for it instead and try and get a freebie. But instead, he is dinner.
And Hauver, very low health, so Fnatic, you would have to say, kind of on the back foot a little bit, but having elevator position secured. How about that? P4, beautiful shot. Picks up Crocs, and that's going to give up what they'd gained by keeping hold of the elevators.
Nice. Straight up there from P4 into 1 more 2. Starting to get command here as Wizard gets one back. Deepek into another. Suddenly Fnatic turning a 4v2 into a 2v2. And now Deepek is left.
Yeah, you would expect so. Deepek's going to go in here. Pros don't fake it. He will come off it. I thought he was just going to give it a go. Sometimes jumping on it, you can get away with it. But he knows that he's being challenged from both positions now. Unlikely that Deepek comes away with anything. It's going to be blasted.
About saying, okay, this could be one of our top 4 teams as things branch out. I think you've seen a bit of promise.
What I said, Shifters will adapt. They will do things differently. I don't think they're going to give away the same opportunities that they did last time. Much better dealing with Deepek at the bottom of those stairs. Smoke canisters now off the board. No denial over that plant spot is possible. Still using the solid snake in the way that I expected to chase down these roamers, supported by the Deimos as well. Hauver's trying his best and has a phenomenal time out there. Manages to get Robbie with the shotgun. Freck onto Deadshot to level things up.
Play around Deepek on blue stairs. They've dealt with that part of the map. Now I was about to say they're not in an awful spot with the amount of utility they have.
Gone on with Wizard there. He was at the bottom of blue stairs. He was playing the Fenrir. I think that he's played off the Fnat there to get a kill, and I think that Shifters maybe haven't droned him. You certainly can't lose 2 to him there, which is exactly what's happened. Freck had already let go of the nade, so it does deal with the situation and takes him out, but they're now in a position where he's got to go Lasmo 1v2 here. He's got Diffuser in hand, but yeah, losing those 2 bodies to the Fenrir, I can only imagine there's been a lack of droning. How about that though? Manages to get a kill with a nade and can start going for a plant. Surely this is dealt with. Impact nade comes out. Still 1v1. Crocs gonna try and hold above, but he's had to drop because of the potential for a relocation.
Oh, it's the bait. No! Oh, always nervous.
Trying to play behind for a top floor hold, so well played to Shifters to get that done, and it's going to make it a little bit easier to go in and take the top floor. Deadshot does take down Robbie. Crocs takes damage along the way as well. That's going to leave us now in a 4 versus 5, 3 versus 5. Wizard doing great work for his team and putting the Solace. We
meandered through with their rosters over the last year or 2 now. It's never really quite worked out for them, but Wizard has still put up.
What is going on? We hear the boogie drone going off above. That moves Deadshot out of his position, so creating a little bit of space and a little bit of chaos here. Blast takes advantage, but not as much as he might like. Deepek there for the trade, and Fnatic holding on. 2 versus 3 now. They've got the castle at half health, but other than that, they are sitting pretty. Flash goes out, and he's actually going to get his teammate there. P4 taking the brunt of it. Deepek takes him out, and it is now 1 versus 3, all up to the Ram. Surely they will know where Lasmo is. is coming from. He's going to take a little peek around the side, announces his presence, make it...
Guns waiting for him. It's a bit of a chess stalemate because they can't easily force him out of there just yet. You also got the support of Deepek underneath, which is a really cool spot to be in here, being able to feed out on what's going, and that enables Wizard to at least here secure a kill onto Blaz. Smoke's now being deployed to help protect another angle at the same time. Shifters trying to get a shift on here, Tim. 4 of them still standing against 3, and surely they should have the man advantage.
Yeah, we can see the Toxic Babes doing their job. Wizards having a great game and continues to do so, as is Hauver stepping up to tier 1 in a big way the last couple of play days. Manages to make it 5 and 4 on the day with an important double that swings the man advantage back towards Fnatic. And now Shifters are scrambling. They've got themselves inside, but they can't put the diffuser down because everybody's just too close. You see him led prone. Manages to take down Hauver. Maybe that's the space they need. The Solis underneath, though. This is going to be the game winner. You can see them taking the challenges, but Robbie manages to get the counter.
Making sure they win these rounds, the Fnatic are kind of delivering to them on a silver. Ready to go.
Thank you very much, Anne, and excellent breakdown. Of course, not expecting a drop to come in super soon, but at some point there is a very good chance that if there is a bit of a flood execute coming in for Fnatic, that is going to happen. Lasmo starting out with 1, now popping out the go canister to give him safety at the top of the stairs before he can step back that little bit more, but his job really here, Tim, is to play his life.
Just to back him up that little bit more. Out goes the next one. They've got him tracked. There's all sorts of utility being burnt here by P4. He gets taken down in the end, but it's not the end of the world. Too hot over in servers. We're going to have to make that rotate. We've made that call. Deadshot has got himself into elevator. He's in a position now to try and support this push. He knows that there's one just at the side. Wizard goes down to a nitro. We can see Blaz finding Deadshot as well. 4 versus 2. Freck is down but not out. It's probably not going to matter. 2 versus 3. Deepek is going in for the plant. Cover is there. Robbie gets his kill onto Crocs, and that's going to set.
From there, we've got players on windows. We've got one out and towards square as well. They have got players all around, but it's more the depth of those positions that I'm not 100% sure on. However, that patience has been rewarded as Blaz was going sniffing there, trying to see what was still available for him to take ground-wise, and Wizard gets a freebie. Now the next challenge as Deepek rounds in from square and gets 1. It's traded out straight after, but there's another trade back as Croxton gets 1. Deadshot into another. Patience is a virtue, Tim, and it has been rewarded.
These are the lose-lose situations that I was talking about. Fnatic creating them well. Who am I able to do absolutely nothing from top marble once it was followed up. Lasmo manages to get Hauver. Has to drop away though. 3 versus 1. Diffuser not in hand at the minute, by the way. 28 seconds, and it's the Solis that's gone underneath. But that's the big kicker for him, is the track comes in. Wizard continues this fantastic game that he's having. Quickly, they don't need a second invitation. We can see them now all stacking up. You said yourself there was going to be some sort of set piece play. It's going to be the Mav hole to deal with the player inside. Beautifully worked. And the Glaz will just continue trying to cause a nuisance. But there comes the Nitro. Blaz manages to take Wizard down. However, yep, clearing a lot of that utility from above, but as we saw, the hatch was still electrified by the Cade. Fnatic haven't dealt with that, so there will be no access gained through there, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Crocs manages to get a kill. Deepek gets the diffuser down. Hauver in on the action as well, and this is a great round for Fnatic. Everybody stepping up, playing their part, getting the job done, and they take themselves.
That's them in a 4 versus 3 quite quickly, with lots of room to then make a plant happen. Coming in on towards Freck there from out towards ATMs, not super ideal. I believe it's Wizard who's asking these questions. The wall the other side of him also being opened up, but it's Blaz to fall. The Fenrir gone. No more swapping around. Which of those FNATs is active? And there we go. Wizard returns for a second time of asking and gets rid of Freck. A 5 versus
1 Toxic Babe canister left in pocket, but I'm not sure that the positioning is correct anyway, because Hauver is going to find a little gap at the end of that last Toxic Babe to start putting the diffuser down, and that's when Deadshot can take advantage. As soon as they start trying to force their way back in, he picks them up.
Eddie camera, and at the same time, Croc underneath is ready to go. Fire coming out from Hauver. This is like a bit of a set piece plating. They want to try and pinch onto a couple of players, and P4 has zero idea. He's sat on his drone, Tim, and he's picked up for free, and Croc dips away.
Is going to become unbearable for the 2 remaining defenders. Can they deal with him? No. He takes the fight to begin with. A lot of damage done. Nade comes in. That will be the end for him. It's Wizard again, getting himself back into the action. 4 versus 2. 20 seconds, Des.
Doubling his cup to a KD now as well of 2-1. He's having a great game, and just like that, Croxton is there yet again for another trade. He's been in that spot so many times this game to secure, or at least get a trade back on the death of a teammate. A little crossbar to close things off as well. Fnatic with a
almost certainly guarantees them that they will actually get through in the upper bracket as well, which is absolutely massive given where this team was at over the whole course of 2025 and how they've come into 2026 particularly. I thought it was a really, a really good performance that could have been even more dominant. We said at halftime it maybe should have been a 5-1 half for Fnatic on their defenses. Their defenses were good. And then when they got onto their attack, they managed to actually problem solve a lot of the utility problems that Shifters were presenting them, and they did it pretty well. So I think there's a lot of positive signs coming out of Fnatic from this game.
I think the biggest learning thing for me, two things actually. Wizard, Deepak, the core of the team still performing well.